Hello students, in our previous video we have discussed about the pollination in flowering plants, and now today we will discuss fertilization. Pollination, we know that is a transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma. Transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of a flower is called pollination, and this pollination occurs in two ways: self-pollination and cross-pollination. When the pollen grains from the anther of a flower are transferred to the stigma of the same flower or another flower on the same plant, it is called self-pollination. And when the pollen grains from the anther of a flower of one plant are transferred to the stigma of a flower of another plant of the same kind, it is called cross-pollination. After pollination, fertilization takes place, means pollination is followed by fertilization. Fertilization is the process of fusion of the male and female gamete leading to the formation of a zygote. Now what will happen in the fertilization? When pollen grains fall, this is a pollen grain. When pollen grains fall on the stigma of a flower, it grows as a thin pollen tube which moves downward. And this tube penetrates the stigma, passes through the style and enters the ovary to meet the ovule. The male gamete moves downward to the ovule through the pollen tube, and the tip of the pollen tube bursts and male gamete comes out of the pollen tube. The male gamete fuses. In this diagram you can see that the male gamete fuses with the female gamete and form a fertilized egg cell, which is known as a zygote. Fertilized egg is called zygote, and the fusion of male and female gamete to produce zygote, this process is known as a fertilization. Now what will happen after fertilization, or what is the fate of flower after fertilization? After fertilization, sepals, petals, stamen and stigma usually dries up and fall off. And the ovary of the flower, it swells and develops to form a fruit. The fruit is a ripened ovary of a flower. We can say that fruit is a ripened ovary of a flower. The ovules, unfertilized ovules. The unfertilized ovules present in an ovary grow to become seeds. We know that seed contains an embryo, means a baby plant is called embryo, and one or more cotyledons which store food. This is the diagram of a seed. You have generally seen that it has an outer covering which is known as seed coat. It's a bean and it has two cotyledons, so it is a dicotyledonous seed. The ovule present in an ovary grow to become seed, and seed contains embryo and one or two cotyledons which store food inside a tough coating which is known as a seed coat. The another part of the flower, like stamens, style and stigma, they also dry off and they fall off. So at the place on the plant where we had a flower originally, now we have a fruit. In place of a flower, now we have a fruit, and the fruit protect the seed. Fruit protect the seeds. Some fruits are soft, fleshy, sweet and juicy. Sweet and juicy, like apple, mango, oranges. But some fruits are hard and woody. Some fruits are hard and woody, like almonds, walnut, coconut. They are hard and woody. The next is seed dispersal. Seed dispersal. Seed dispersal means the scattering of seed over a large area away from the mother plant by the agent of dispersal is called dispersal of seed. And in nature, the same kind of plant and trees, they grow at different places because their seeds are dispersed. Seeds are dispersed to different places by various natural agents such as wind, water, and animals. And dispersal of seed is beneficial. Dispersal of seed is beneficial for the plant because it provides dispersal of seed. It provides overcrowding of a plant in an area. Dispersal of seed is necessary because it prevents overcrowding. It prevents overcrowding of plants in an area. Number 2, dispersal of seed prevent the competition. It prevent the competition for water, minerals, and sunlight among the same kind of plants. And dispersal of seed also helps the plant grow in a new places or in new area. Dispersal of seed also helps the plants grow in new places and new areas. Now let's study how various types of seeds are dispersed by different agents of seed dispersal. First of all, seed dispersed by wind. Certain seeds have developed several adaptive features which help them to be dispersed or scattered by the wind. For example, drumstick plant and maple plant. They have winged seed. If we observe them, then we will find out that they have wings attached to them, so they can easily dispersed by wind to a far away places. Maple plant and drumstick, they have winged seed, so they are easily carried away by the wind, and they are also light-weighted. Seed of Calotropis. Dandelion, madar, and cotton. And fruit of sunflower. They have hair around their seed. They have hairy structures present on the seed which help them to disperse easily by the wind. Similarly, grasses and orchids. And they have very small and lightweight seed which can be easily blown away by wind and dispersed from one place to another place. Now, dispersal of seed and fruit by water. Dispersal by water. Certain seed develop a floating ability, means they can easily float on water. They develop floating ability in the form of spongy. It means they are spongy, or they have fibers. They have fibrous outer coat. For example, coconut. It has a thick fibrous outer coat which enables it to float in water and is carried away by flowing water to a far off places. Similarly, the seed of water lily plant, the aquatic plant, water lily, and lotus plant, both are aquatic plant. They have spongy outer coat which allow them to float in water and move to other places along with the water current. Now, dispersal of seed and fruits by animals. Certain seeds are dispersed to far off places by animals. Now, how animals help in seed dispersal? They can be carried away by various means. For example, some fruits develop hook on their surfaces. They have hook-like structure on their surfaces, which they get attached to the fur of animal. This hook get attached to the fur of animals and carried away to a distant places before they get rubbed off their bodies and fall to the ground. For example, the fruit of gokhru, xanthium, and arena. They are dispersed by animals. They are dispersed by animal due to the hooked surface of the seed. Sometimes animals eat seed along with the fruits, and these seeds remain undigested and pass out with the feces and at some other distant places, and new plants grow from the fecal matter. Seed dispersal by explosive mechanism. Explosive or bursting of fruit. Sometimes the fruit of a few plants burst with sudden jerks on drying. When they get dry up, they get burst. And this results in the scattering of seed. The seed gets scattered. This results in scattering of seed, means dispersal of seed from parent plant and this dispersal of seed in plants like balsam, castor, pea, ladyfinger, geranium. The seed dispersal takes place by explosion of the fruit.